Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the DC Icon Static. So yes, here we have a figure of Static, which is something I've been wanting to get for a long time. At this point, the DC Icons line is just another dead line of DC figures, but they were fairly decent for the small amount of time they were available. And this is basically the only figure of Static you can get that's of any note, which is the main reason that I got it. The figure itself is fine, it has all the same flaws that most DC Icons things have, but if none of that puts you off, it is a perfectly fine Static figure, and also the only one you're going to be able to get, so it is worth picking up if you do like Static. Starting off with a quick size comparison, of course here we have Static. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. If you're not familiar with DC Icons, they are very small figures for American figures. They're much closer to being the size of import 1/12 scale figures. So he is noticeably shorter than a standard American 6-inch figure and still bigger than a 3 3/4-inch figure. Now let's get everything else out of here and just look at Static. Moving on to our 360 spin, Static is wearing his classic costume. The outfit is mostly dark blue, and it's slightly metallic looking. I think it's actually a really cool effect. It makes the outfit look a lot more interesting than it would if it was a flat color. It also has the white lightning bolt going down the front of it. You have some gold gauntlets on, and that's pretty much it for the outfit. It's a very simple design, but I think they executed it about as well as you possibly could do. Head sculpt-wise, Static comes with two heads. He has one without a hat and one with a hat. That's basically the only difference between them. I prefer the one with the hat just because it makes his head look slightly less boring. The sculpt of the face is perfectly fine, and then the actual mask part matches the rest of the body. Nothing massively interesting, but also nothing to complain about. Articulation-wise, Static has your standard DC Icons articulation. Ball peg in the head that rotates, moves forward and back, side to side. Shoulders move in and out, forward and back. Bicep cut, double jointed elbows. Wrist hinge and rotation, nice diaphragm joint and a slight abdominal hinge. Hips drop down, move forward and back, in and out. He lacks a thigh cut, which is the biggest downside to DC Icons articulation. Double jointed knees, calf rotation, hinge, and pivoting in the ankles. So you should be able to get him into some decent poses, but the lack of thigh rotation really cuts down on his ability to do leg-related things, so that's very unfortunate. Accessories-wise, Static comes with a disappointingly small amount of stuff. All he has is his lightning and manhole cover base, which has a peg for him to stand on. It's a bit difficult to get him to balance on it sometimes because it will tip over, but it's semi-functional. He was originally meant to come with a coat and some extra hands, but apparently they decided to scrap that stuff, which is very, very unfortunate because that would have made the figure a lot better to have the extra stuff. Packaging-wise, you get your standard DC Icons packaging. DC Comics, Icons, Static, big window. And on the back you get a picture of all the other figures that are available in this little set, which is Joker, Green Lantern, Firestorm, and Static. I don't collect this line, so I'm not interested in the other ones, but they look like they'd probably be fine. I just got Static because he's Static. As always, these are good for in or out of package display, and that about wraps it up for Static. So until next time, goodbye!